You're going to find out at the same time we do. Raynor Kuang up against Peter Borah. Probably massacring your surnames. I apologize. As we got, mono black aggro versus mono red aggro.
Yeah,
Let's go.
A deck we have not seen yet, mono black.
Yeah. I was curious about this when I was going through the submitted decks last night. I was like, okay, who's got this? Who is playing what? And this one tweaked my interest for sure. Here we go. Razorkin Needlehead. He's going to punish draws here for Raynor. Oh, this is a Sunset Saboteur deck. Sweet. Oh, there's so much silly stuff in this list. A lot of players, well, a couple players playing Dimir midrange have been introducing the Sunset Saboteur to the list, which I think is just awesome because, you get an even faster clock. And if you're giving counters to your opponent, who cares? You're going to kill their stuff anyway, so I like that a lot.
Absolutely.
So doing a good job there of taking care of the Needlehead, but a replacement shows up in its place.
Very intrigued by this mono black deck. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on.
It sure does. Shout out to everyone bringing cool brews this weekend. Oh, playing cards. There's a couple cards in here. I'm like, what's that do? Burnout Bastronaut is the other card on the battlefield there. Cares about speed. It has Menace, which is handy. And it can pump itself up, so. Gets double strike if gets up to 4.
Okay, so that's Corpses of the Lost.
Ah, yes.
So is this, do you happen to be many undead creatures in Raynor's deck? I don't know if it's a specific theme, but yeah, skeletons you control, get +1/+0 and have haste.
Yeah, he's got Tiny Bones in here, both variants thereof, the 1-drop and the 2-drop. Forsaken Miner, which is another cool little, comes back every single time you commit a crime. Yeah, there's some sweet things in here. So this is the one whenever you descend, not ascend. Whenever you descend, you pay a life and you get it back to its hand, and then you just keep making corpses. Well, yeah, corpses, skeletons. That's sweet. So plenty of creatures for Peter to deal with here. But doing a good job of picking them off so far and getting the life total down to 11 at this point. Three annoying creatures. Here's the Sunset Saboteur, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
It looks different upside down.
Unfortunately, it doesn't match up particularly well against any of Peter's creatures.
Oh, no.
Trading that thing against a Screaming Nemesis is a tough way to do it.
Yeah. And the Razorkin has first strike on his turn, so yeah. Menace hurts. Will just kill me. Oof. So 3, 6, 7. He takes. Gosh, down to 4. We're going to game 2 here pretty quickly. Yowza. All right. So, pretty powerful start there for Peter Borah on mono red aggro. Take a look at the side points here as the players have a good chuckle about that game. Let's see, what are we looking for? Okay, there's Karsi Revenant for Raynor. Some life gain there.
Yeah, sure. Anything that says lifelink or gain life is a pretty good bet against mono red. So I would expect the Karsi Revenants and the Preacher of the Schisms to come in. So Raynor maybe shifting along the spectrum from game 1 where he's aggressive with lots of high power creatures that can't block, whatever it might be, to sliding down to become more of like a pure black mid-range deck where he can use removal spells backed up by one of these hard-hitting 3-drops to control the game against mono red.
And the other side of things, much changing for Peter, do you think, or no?
Well, you got to keep in mind, Raynor has a pure homebrew deck. So the only thing Peter really knows is that, my opponent played a Corpses of the Lost that I probably had to read for the first time. I saw 3 swamps. I have no clue what's going on. If I were in his position, I would try to include a healthy suite of removal spells, maybe anticipating some of that some of those black life-linking creatures like Carsey Revenant or perhaps the new 4/4 lifelink whose name is escaping me, the Elegy.
Oh, yeah, Elegy
Acolyte.
Acolyte, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That card's pretty cool. I've died to it often in Limited, for sure. But 4 mana in this economy? Who should think is Shuldred?
Yeah, any time in the past several years it would have been Shuldred, but
Yeah.
finally Shuldred the Apocalypse has exited the format.
The apocalypse is over. For now. Who knows? She might be back. Magebane Lizard, such a cool little inclusion for the red decks.
Yep.
As Percy Fang rocked that in the last event that he won. He's won a lot of them with mono red. And this guy played a big part.
Yeah, it's so funny the parallels between the previous standard format where there was a very different Izzet deck that was dominant. There was a very different mono red deck that people brought as a foil to Izzet. And same thing, same dynamic playing out here in Orlando.
At least with this mono red deck, you can block and hopefully not die. You don't get monsters raged out of nowhere, which is a nice change.
Correct. I'd probably be looking at Case of the Crimson Pulse if I was Peter, because, any black deck, you might not know their exact configuration of cards, but you're going to expect a lot of trading. They're going to be killing your creatures, maybe making you discard. So in a game that goes long with a lot of resource exchanges, Case of the Crimson Pulse could be perfect.
Yeah. Red decks do tend to run out of cards, so that'll definitely help fuel the hand. Again, friends, we have plenty of events coming up this year, so come hang out. SCGCon Baltimore will be taking place October 24 to 26, so you can go from Houston the one week to Baltimore the next weekend, because why not? Come hang out. StarCityGames.com/SCGCon. We're going to be doing Magic Spotlight Spider-Man. The format is standard. There'll be coverage once again on YouTube. Plenty of cool stuff to do. Artists, special guests, all that sort of stuff. And it's Spider-Man. It's going to be pretty big. There's a lot of advertising and money being thrown into the marketing for this one.
You and I will be there. Spotlight Series Spider-Man.
Are you going to dress up?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll leave that ambiguous in case it maybe if it intrigues some people enough to punch their ticket.
Yeah. I could be Gwenom or Spider-Gwen or something. I don't know. It's just because I'm blonde, so, There's so many Spider-Mans to choose from. There's like 10 variants of Sensational Spider-Man, I think it is. That's a lot of Spider-Mans.
There are a lot.
I'm going to get all their names wrong. Oh, it's Sensational. No, that's Amazing. No, that's... I don't know what the other ones are, to be honest. I like Spider-Man, but... not so much into the comics as just the movies that I've seen.
It's a lot to keep up with.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah, 60 years or something of Spider-Man comics.
Yeah. Once upon a time, I tried to get into comic books, but no, it didn't last very long. I was like, I don't have time for this, and they get expensive, so I'm just gonna stick to Magic cards, which is not cheap, but
I've definitely spent a lot of time in comic book stores.
Yeah, because that's fun.
Though usually the way it plays out is I just breeze past the comics and the sports cards right to the Magic the Gathering section.
Yep,
but it's all adjacent. It's all that same nerd stuff that we know and love.
Oh yeah. We love us some nerdy hobbies. What do we got here? Let's see what... Thank you, Raynor, for holding your hand out so nicely for us. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. Let's go. Cecil.
I always, for 20 years, have said... 30 years? Jeez. For many, many years, I've said Cecil, but okay. I do believe it's supposed to be Cecil.
Okay.
So I'll just, I just seamlessly switch between...
Cecil, Cecil, whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
That guy. The Paladin, the Dark Knight, and then Redeemed Paladin. So he's going to do some of Peter's work here for him, though, which is a little concerning, considering life total go low is bad against a mono red deck. So hopefully flip him and actually get to attack. On the board, first blood.
First blood for both players.
Hey, Razorkin Needlehead. Alrighty, so in terms of life loss, Peter's going to be a little bit ahead here. Draw some extra cards. I think he should be at 17.
Yeah, it should be 15 to 16 after the Cecil hit.
Yeah. Just because of the ding from Razorkin.
And is that Carsey Revenant? Yes. Carsey Revenant.
Yeah.
3/3 flying lifelink.
So that's nifty. Handy critter to have on the board. Peter's going to want to find an answer for that pretty soon. 2 answers, in fact, if there's another creature on the board for him to renew onto. We'll get the life totals checked out and updated shortly.
Wow, attacking the 2/2 into the 3/3 lifelink. I wonder if that's fishy at all.
No, me? Combat trick? No.
Oh, I forgot you had a 3/3 lifelink. Oops.
14 to 16 now. Life totals go down. Let's make sure this Razorkin's doing his damage. There we go. Ding.
I think Peter missed a land drop. It's a little bit off screen, but he seems to be not with as potent as a draw as game number 1.
Yeah, definitely not firing on all cylinders here. Kind of sputtering.
Raynor has 20 swamps in his deck, and they appear to all be unique artworks and additions.
Excellent.
The first person I saw do that was Autumn Burchett in the Pro Tour winning mono blue deck.
Yes, that was cool.
All right, Lightning Strike takes care of Carsey Revenant.
We've got some skellies going on there alongside Cecil, who hasn't gotten too feisty just yet. That is such a weird lightning strike. It throws me off every time. Like, what is it?
Yeah, I guess I never stopped to process what's going on in that picture.
Something's getting electrified behind goblins. Yeah, it's already in front and then... Okay. Doing the Sith Lord thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Turn passes back now to Raynor. Peter is having a bad time. Oof. Another one. So what's that, a 4/4 now?
4/2.
4/2? Yeah, it gives a buff. Just to the power. Yeesh.
And
Okay.
did you tell me that the Razorkin Needlehead has first strike only on your own turn?
Yeah.
So it's actually not a super effective blocker.
No. Definitely not something you want to be putting in the way, but if needs be, especially when you got 2 of these guys flying in here, you might have to.
When our colleagues were packing the coverage kit, they had all the tokens, legal and standard. They picked up the skeleton pirate. They're like, nah, there's no way we're going to need this one. We'll leave that at home.
Yeah. I'm sure someone in chat who's got more time and inclination to do this will tell us how many tokens are applicable in standard right now.
That's a great question. I wouldn't even... I mean, I could be orders of magnitude off if I tried to guess.
And it doesn't have to be like, oh, this one makes this 2/2 and this one makes that 2/2 bear. You know, just if it's 2/2 bear, it counts as one thing. Kind of like reprints of Shock. So if anyone wants to tell us.
But what about when it's like a bear soldier and a bear druid?
Yeah, those would be different because they got different text on
one
them,
bear is mono green and one bear is blue green. And
those are different bears. Sarkin has pitched up. A dragon has been beheld. There's a treasure there, and it's going to be cashed in straight away for Charring Bite. Nom, 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 nom. Take care of Cecil, get him off the board. Peter is fighting back.
So Raynor really wants to trigger that descend ability to pick up the Corpses of the Lost, so that he's able to redeploy them and capitalize on his mana advantage, because this is sort of a classic Magic situation, mana screw versus mana flood. If Raynor can't keep his foot on the gas pedal eventually Peter's going to draw some mountains and have a full hand ready to deploy.
Yeah. I would rather be mana screwed than mana flooded. Nothing tilts me more than drawing land after land. Oh, okay. Well, that land is fine. At least it's something in the way. And we got our little...
Oh, it's so
2/2.
cool. It's a skeleton, so it gains haste.
Ew. Oh, gross. That is actually quite substantial. So what's that, a 5/3 and a 4/2? 5/3, 4/2? Yeah, that's not nothing. So Sarkin down, Miner down.
And then that counts as the descend, so he's going to be able to pick up those Corpses of the Lost.
Hell yeah. So next turn, we got some more Skellies coming. Just picked up the one, though?
Just picked up the one.
Yeah, I didn't want to pay another life.
Doesn't want to pay another life. Maybe wants to keep the passive bonus around. Makes sense.
Also, what, only 5 mana at the moment? So probably, or 6 with the now dead Soulstone Sanctuary. There's land number 6. And in we go. With the Corpses of the Lost one more time. 2/2 Skelly coming in. It's now 4/2. Meow. Take 4. Oh, nice. Preacher of the Schism. And from the sideboard came to play. Might get a game 3 out of this. It's looking like that.
Yeah. Certainly I like Raynor's position.
Screaming Nemesis. Does that change anything? No, not when it's sitting on defense here. Carsey Revenant going to put the counters upon the skeleton and get in the air there. Taking down Peter Borah. So, things tied up here. Game of peace between Raynor, Kuang, and Peter Borah. Mono black aggro doing some cool stuff. Sideboards, let's take a look at once again here as we go into our third and final game between these players. So Peter will get to be on the play. Just put your foot on the gas and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think so. I would, again, turn to the case of the Crimson Pulse. I would make sure I have maybe my Fiery Annihilation so that I can be well prepared against Preacher of the Schism and Carsey Revenant. But for the most part, it's the mono-red game plan. Just get some damage in.
Yep. Burn, baby, burn.
Sideboard cards we did see appear in game number 2. The Preacher, the Carsey Revenant. You got to imagine Long Goodbye and a couple of these extra removal spells are coming in.
As our players get through their sideboard, let's talk about some more events that we are doing this year. Later in the year, we're going to have SCG Con Las Vegas. This is taking place in November 21 to 23. It's the regional championship, but it's not just that. It's going to be modern, so if you qualify for the regional championship, cool, we'll see you there. But there's going to be plenty of other side events to be had, to be played. If you're into Commander, if you're into Limited, if you just want to get some signatures from cool artists, these events are awesome to do just that. So definitely come and check it out, and hope to see you all in Vegas in November when it's not stinking hot.
Yeah.
I prefer it then.
We've been in Las Vegas in the summertime the last several years, and it's
not nice.
not the best time of year to be there.
The first time I went to Vegas, I walked out the airport, and it felt like I got hit by, I don't know what. It was just this wall, like you stuck your head in an oven. You know when you stick your head in an oven to check, what's going on in here? Boom. Yeah, and it was not pleasant. Like
I remember that too.
Degrees.
I walked out and I was like, "Oh, the heater must be broken in the airport or something." And oh no, that's just how it is everywhere here.
Oh, and it's so dry. Anyway, it's nice in November. Come visit us then. Alrighty, I think our players are ready to get Game 3 underway here. Still plenty of time on the clock for them. We can have a chit-chat about stuff, plans for the end of the day. What's your usual ritual at the end of day 1? Assuming you've made day 2 and you're not, Disappointed and just want to go and sit in a corner.
Well, often you'll have some friends maybe who you don't get to see all the time, travel from out of town. So it's nice if you have opportunity to like go out to dinner, share some bad beat stories from the tournament, whatever, talk it over and debrief. But thing to remember about these events is it's a multi-day competition. So it's almost like you're running a race and you have to use your downtime like kind of smartly to make sure that you're well rested and in shape to compete the next day. So we're going pretty quickly at a good clip today, moving through the rounds, but there are some days it's like, hey, you don't finish playing till after 9 p.m. and
those are rough.
You got to start again at 8 or 9 the next morning. So you do what you can.
It's definitely a stamina testing endeavor, these events. Because, like, I don't play in big events like this. I don't have the time. I would love to. It'd be great. But you need to build up that resilience to be able to do this many rounds so often. Like, pre-releases, doing the 4 or the 5 rounds that some of the bigger ones do, those are exhausting. And I imagine these players have to do this for 8 or 9 rounds in a day. It's impressive.
Yeah, I find the rounds at the very end of the day can be challenging. I have trouble with the first round of day 2. Like, I always feel I'm not quite warmed up, not quite ready to play my best.
Groggy.
So yeah, all these little details about the tournament experience, I think people overlook it. It's you're watching at home. You're like, oh,
You're comfy.
I make Mythic on Arena. I play well. I know what to do. I know all these decks. I know what I'd be up to. Don't underestimate just the experience of a long Magic tournament. There's a lot to it that's different from just I can play a game of Magic well.
For one, you have to shuffle for yourself. That's exhausting in and of itself. Ooh, we're taking a peek. It's this intimidation tactics. Okay,
so it looks like Peter mulliganed to 6 on the play. He's going to lose his Nova Hellkite to intimidation tactics, which does mean the burnout Bastronaut's going to have to do an awful lot of work here.
I believe in you, buddy.
Or the top of his library.
Intimidation tactics is pretty good. Exiling a card? Nice.
Yeah, we've seen that sort of template a lot. Dreams of Steel and Oil was quite similar, but in these standard decks, almost everyone has a good number of very potent creature threats. So, yeah, it's very useful.
Speaking of Tiny Bones, the pickpocket. It's the board here. When it deals damage, you get to play things from their graveyard. No graveyard yet, but could be useful later. Notorious little thief that he is. So, both players, 1 and 2 drops on the board. And Corpses of the Lost, once again, starts spitting out pirates. Oof. And the buff. Tiny Bones, a Death Toucher. The other skeleton, just a large lad. What do you prioritize killing here, if anything, from Peter?
Well, I would say the most obvious block is Razorkin in front of Token and Bastronaut in front of Tiny Bones. But this is a good spot for Peter to kind of slow down and think about, what is my plan for the game? What does it look like if I wind up winning? Am I going to have to get lucky with the top deck? Am I going to have to try to race? Let that Cecil Dark Knight reduce both players' life total. So, yeah, it depends how you want to play it, and sometimes the face value move is not the one that you want to snap off right away.
Peter now turning things sideways as Tiny Bones taking care of the Bastronaut. Down and out. Sarkin hits the board. Don't think we have a dragon to behold. That's recently drawn friendo here. I also like Peter's lands. Those are really pretty. I'm such a sucker for full art lands. Things go die-die. Tragic trajectory. Takes care of the Razorkin. And exiling the graveyard too. Strategic Betrayal. That's a sweet card too. You know, kill a thing and then exile the graveyard. Love it.
Yeah, very effective in this particular standard format where a lot of decks are using the graveyard. Well, Raynor has executed the mono black game plan of just kill, discard, neutralize all of the opponent's cards, and win with whatever's left.
Ooh, nice. Hello. Cecil Redeemed Paladin.
All right.
Comes to play. Let's see if he survives.
I'm pleased to see it once, because that was sort of on my bingo card, was I wanted to see Cecil transform. And
jeez, nicely done. No answer there from Mono Red. Raynor found all the answers. So much gas in the tank there, and just decimated whatever Peter tried to get going.
Yeah, the mono black aggro homebrew advancing to 6-1 and making day 2.
Sweet.
Very exciting.
Even the dice are excited about it, you see? Just like, woohoo, go mono black aggro. That's really, really cool. So kudos to Raynor.